Hey, it is 12 noon on Friday, which means it's time for this week's episode of State of Real Estate. I'm John Christmo. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time, we come to you live to help you mastermind, to grow your real estate business, to take it to that next level. We'll talk about big things, big kind of strategies it is that you actually consciously need to be doing. But today, we're talking about a little bit of the unconscious of all the ways it is that you're influenced, and not just by people, by these other influences that we're going to be talking about today. So stick with us. We've got a great show for you guys today. If you've got any experiences with this or have any questions, put that in the chat. I've got the chats loaded up for Facebook and the YouTube channels. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm John Christmo. You're watching State of Real Estate.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. I'm John Christmo, and this show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We do this show every Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time, for our current students, for our past students, as well as our future students, to help you understand how to take your real estate business to the next level. A little bit of a mastermind, a little bit of taking in some feedback from you guys here in the audience, wherever it is that you're watching us, wherever it is in the world. What we're talking about today is your influences. And I want to start off just by talking about probably the biggest one it is that you've heard for ages probably. And that's you're the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And that's true. I'm not going to deny that. But look, in addition to the people it is that you surround yourself with, what other influences are playing a big part in your life? What is it that gets more of your attention than these 5 people that are around you? So that's what we're going to kind of be focusing on today. Not only the people it is that are around you, and look, it's more than just 5 people. It's all the people that you interact with are shaping your life, are shaping your destiny, are shaping the way it is that you live. So let's start off just with, let's say in real estate. And, you know, we get a lot of questions from students asking about, you know, which broker should I choose? How can I choose a broker? Will I be able to get a job with a broker? That's the easy one. Yes, all brokers are pretty much always hiring. But when people think about choosing a broker, real estate brokerage, they're thinking about a few things. They're thinking about the money. That's usually what pops in your mind first. How much is it going to cost you? What percentages of a commission it is you're taking. That's what people think of first and foremost. And you've got to set that one aside, especially when you're a new agent and you don't know what it is that you're doing. Even if you think you know what you're doing, unless you've got a license in another state and you just moved to Florida, and even then you might still not know what you're doing here in Florida. So it's important to understand that, yeah, you might have to give up a portion of some of your money. You're not going to be able to hoard all of the money. Now, maybe once you're a little bit more experienced, you could maybe transition into one of these 100% brokers where you do get all the commission. You just pay maybe some sort of monthly or annual fee. You know, maybe that's the right fit once you know what you're doing, once you've closed some deals, once you've got some a base of clients. But until you're at that point, you need that broker. And when you're starting a real estate career, that's a major influence, is the brokerage company is that you're choosing. Not just the broker, but the people within that brokerage as well. And, you know, it all starts kind of up at the top. The broker is really going to kind of set the tone. A good broker, at least, is going to set the tone, is going to have kind of set the attitude of what it is that you're seeing in the office. But so when you're choosing a broker, you think about the money first and foremost. Set that one aside. That's probably the last thing it is that you want to think of. Once everything else seems to have checked out, okay, now you look at it, does this make financial sense? That's the last thing it is that you want to look at, especially when you're a new agent. Again, more experience, different story. But when you're new, set the money aside. The second thing that people look at when they're choosing a broker is the training of what classes it is that they offer. Do they have online or on-demand training? Do they have some sort of mentorship program where you work one-on-one with somebody? Or are you just learning by experience? Or what is the training? And that's another big thing. Another one that people think of is the leads. Are you going to give me leads? Are you going to hand me business? Are you going to help me find business? Which maybe ties back into the training aspect of this. But the question that people don't ask when they're choosing a broker, and it should be asked, this is one of the most important questions, and it's not a question that you ask directly. It's a question that you have that as you're interviewing these brokers that you're kind of getting the feel for the impression it is. And a lot of the brokers are going to try to wow you and make you seem like, you know, they're the place to be. There's a lot of brokers that, and this goes back to the whole don't judge a book by its cover. They look like a fancy brokerage. They look like they've got their act together. And there's a lot of agents maybe at this brokerage. But then these people that are at these brokerage, are they actually out there making money? Or are they just playing real estate? You might have heard that before of playing real estate, where you know you just go to a brokerage office, you go to a real estate office and kind of just hang out, put your little name badge on and hang out, and you're playing real estate. Well, playing real estate doesn't make you money. It's doing real estate, actually making phone calls, going on appointments with clients, getting contracts, getting deals, getting properties closed. That's what actually makes you money, and that's what you need to look for. And it's okay if you don't know to look for this, even if you're in real estate. This isn't common knowledge, something that you see but when you think about it, it seems so obvious. Oh yeah, I should look for a broker that actually either themselves or the agents there actually are closing deals. What are the things it is that they're saying? Are they the people that are anti-Zillow? So that's a big thing you see in real estate right now, the whole kind of anti-Zillow movement. Is that something they talk about in the interview? Because when they're talking about that, or you know, if they talk about politics, you know, everyone has their political views, that's fine, but that has nothing to do with real estate. Are they talking about things that are not directly related? And look, it's okay to have a little bit of personality. It's okay to have that little bit of a personal touch, maybe some things that you're passionate about. But when it comes down to it, the things you need to be talking about, the people it is that you want to surround yourself with, the influences it is that you want to have in your life are, how do I make more money? How do I become more efficient at making this money so I'm not a slave to my business? How do I get more clients? How do I get more appointments? How do I close more deals? How do I increase the percentage of successful appointments? How do I decrease the number of appointments I have to take buyers on? These are the things that you want to hear people talking about. Not talking about football or basketball or baseball or some sort of sports game. Not about the cars it is. If you go through and walk through their office and you look at the computers, the laptops, the desktops, and you just kind of take a peek and just get an idea of what these agents are doing in this office, that'll tell you what the atmosphere is in this office. Is this an atmosphere? And you really shouldn't just see them just quietly browsing on the computer. You should hear them making phone calls. You should hear them talking to clients. You should see them emailing clients. That's what you should be seeing. If you walk through and you see people scrolling through Facebook or watching YouTube videos or kind of just browsing the MLS or maybe looking at cars, maybe paying their bills, that's telling you, hey, look, these are people that are not focused. And if you get yourself around people, if you put yourself in a culture of people that aren't focused, guess what you're going to be? If the other agents, even if you don't directly interact with them, But you're trying. Let's say that you go in there and you say, John, look, I'm going to go there. I really like this office because it's convenient to my home. They've got good training. Yeah, the agents there don't seem like they're too focused and they're concentrating too much. But but I watch your shows and I know the stuff to do. And I've watched these other videos and I've done this training and so on and so forth. You know what happens? And I've been in these offices before, where you go in there and you're trying to do business, you're trying to make deals happen, and people almost look at you like, what are you doing? You feel almost like the odd man or odd woman out, that you're actually doing something, and it just makes you feel like, oh, should I really be doing this? I don't know, I'm getting these dirty looks from people. They're telling me the things that I'm saying, that's too aggressive, I shouldn't say that. They're telling me, oh, I shouldn't call these people, don't bug them too much. They're telling me, oh, do you know about the do not call list? Do you know about making sure that I'm staying compliant with this? Is that what they're talking about? Or are they worried about their own business? You don't want to be in an office full of busybodies that are busy trying to manage your business and their business is in shambles. Whenever it is that you're taking advice from somebody, whenever it is that somebody gives you a recommendation, you need to ask yourself, is this person qualified to tell me what to do, to tell me how to run my business, to tell me how to handle calls, to tell me how to handle clients? You've got to be careful, extremely careful with the information and the influences that you allow into your life. You've got to ask yourself a question anytime it is that somebody's telling you something from the position, and now it depends on what they're talking about. Now, for maybe, let's say you're at the grocery store and the butcher is telling you about a type of meat and why this type of meat is better than another type of meat. That's where this person's opinion, they probably have a good opinion on something like that. Your butcher has a good opinion on meat. But if your butcher tells you how to run your real estate business, would you take his advice? Some of you might. Some of you might say, oh, well, that's a good idea. And maybe they do have a good idea. But look, good ideas don't always mean good execution, don't always mean good results. So just because something seems like a good idea, anything could seem like a good idea in the right light, with the right perspective. And maybe to that butcher, that's the greatest idea about real estate in the world. But maybe actually in execution, it doesn't get the results that other ideas would. So you probably know not to take real estate advice, and that your meat butcher probably shouldn't be your real estate coach telling you how to run your real estate business. But at the same time, would you take advice from somebody who doesn't have a thriving real estate business, who doesn't know how to operate a real estate business, who doesn't know what the best way to handle calls is, for somebody who that thinks they know what they're talking about but doesn't actually have any production to back that up? Is that the person it is that you want to take advice from? Just because they're a nice person doesn't necessarily mean that they have advice that's going to help you grow your real estate business. And you've got to be careful, because it's not just about what they're directly telling you. It's about the vibes it is that they're putting off. It's about the atmosphere that you're putting yourself in. So you've got to be super careful. You've got to be really aware of your surroundings, and not just of the people. We're going to talk about kind of the whole culture of a brokerage. We're going to talk about the other ways it is that you get influenced that you probably don't even realize are influencing you. But first, we're going to take a quick commercial break, so stick with us. I'm John Chrismo. You're watching State of Real Estate. Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Chrismo with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
I have done for my love.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. Before we get back into it, I want to give a quick shout out to Logan. What's up? Hello from Michelle. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, what's up to Liz as well? So you tuning in on there. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys got questions on any of this stuff, or you just want to shout out on the air, throw that in the comments and we'll help you out. But what we're talking about today, and what we talk about every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time, we do State of Real Estate, which this is an opportunity for you to mastermind, to take some advice, and it's every Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time. We've got over a year's worth of episodes, so over 50 hours. I think we're up to like 60-something hours now of episodes of State of Real Estate that you can find all at our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success. So make sure you check that out after the show to get some more sage advice into your life. But what we're covering today is the influences that you're allowing into your life. And not just the people. The famous adage is you're the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And the 5 people that you surround yourself with do have an impact on your life. But so do the 10 people, the 20 people, the 30 people, the advertisements it is that you see, the videos it is that you watch, the TV shows it is that you entertain yourself with, the books it is that you read, the thoughts that go on in your head that are unspoken. These are all things that are driving the direction of your life. So we talked about the first segment, kind of about the brokerage it is that you're putting yourself in. And this is absolutely something that can make or break your success in real estate. There's a lot of brokerages out there, and there's no one perfect brokerage out there for everyone. And, you know, different people are looking for different things and need different things out of a real estate brokerage. So it's important that you interview these brokers. But you're not just asking questions, you're being aware of what's going on. You're being aware of the way the questions are being answered. If you ask a question and they say, well, why would you ask that? This is obviously where there's some sort of insecurity about what it is that you just probed into. And you know, most people would back off at that point. And they say, well, why would you ask that? And you're like, oh, well, I don't want you to not like me, and then that's why people back away when somebody pushes back like that. But you just hit some sort of hot button. When there's maybe something underlying that they don't want you to know, that they don't want to know, or whatever that may be. So let's say you ask the question of, and maybe they're not so aggressive in pushing back with something like this, but let's say you ask, hey, how many listings do your agents carry on average? Do you have the average number? And they say, I'm not too sure about that. We've got a few agents that have a lot. There's a couple agents that don't really do much, but you know, that's because they're not really committed. So that might sound like a good response to a question like that, but what they just told you is it's the agent's fault for not having listings, for not closing deals, for not making money. And to a certain extent, yes, it is the agent's fault. Maybe it's the agent's fault for being at that brokerage because that brokerage isn't the right fit for them. Maybe it's because there's too much bad influences around them. So like I said, you want to understand what environment it is that you're putting yourself in, because this is, again, absolutely crucial to your success in the real estate industry. And maybe this isn't that you're choosing a broker. Maybe you're paying attention to the brokerages that you're with, and you're looking around and you're saying, man, these are a bunch of worthless people here that are not top producers, that, you know, maybe nice people, but maybe worthless agents. Maybe they close a couple deals and they're making $40,000, $50,000 a year and they're happy with it. And if that's what makes you happy and that's what you want to be, then yeah, then you're good in that environment. But if you're looking for making $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 a year, and you're surrounded by $40,000 a year agents, do you think you're going to get yourself to that point? Probably not. And so let's say you do have that goal of the $100,000 a year, and the agents around you are making $40,000, $50,000 a year. You might ask, well, John, how do I know how much it is that they're making? Fine, let's not talk about how much it is that they're making. Let's say that you're planning, you want to close 25 deals this year, and the agents in the office, they're closing like 9 or 10 a year, and that's what the agents it is that you're around there. Do you think you're going to end up closing 25 deals when you're surrounding yourself with people that are closing 9 or 10 deals, when they're celebrating their 9 or 10 deals? No, because if you close 9 or 10 deals and your goal was closing 25 deals, you're going to be like, man, I suck, only closed 9 deals. And they're going to say, oh, well, don't beat yourself up. Don't be so hard. That you closed more deals than me. You shouldn't compete with these people that you're already able to surpass. And, you might be able to make it to that point where you're closing 25 deals. But if you're having an issue and you're struggling to close those additional deals, to basically reinvent your business at a higher producing level, you've got to ask yourself the question, are you being influenced by the people around you? You might say, when you see one of the other agents in your office browsing Facebook or reading some article, has nothing to do even with real estate. You guys get a pass when you're on Facebook watching this show here, when you're in real estate at least. If you're not in real estate and you're not thinking about being in real estate, I appreciate you being here, but what are you doing? If they're, looking at pictures of people's kids and what they did this weekend and all that other stuff, and they say, oh, well, I'm trying to stay up to date on what my friends are doing so I could build that relationship and get business from them. Well, look, there's a lot of easier ways to get business than just kind of stalking your friends on Facebook and trying to build a good relationship with them. You could pick up the phone, you go knock on a door, you go pay for some advertisements. And you might even see some other things too that seem like they're doing business, but really they're just being busy. So maybe they're not off task on Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is that they may be doing, maybe shopping for clothes or on Amazon or anything like that. Maybe they're doing real estate things. They're not off topic like that, but maybe they're spending hours on end designing a new business card. Or maybe they're studying the MLS. They're not making any calls. They're just going through the MLS and saying, oh, well, I've got a client that wants a property. I'm going through and looking for the property. Hey, put the client to work. Make them look for the property. Give them access to your portal. You could do that right with the MLS. You give them a customer access and let them search the properties. Let them find the properties it is that they like. Don't you spend 5-6 hours searching through properties only to find properties that aren't going to be properties that person likes and they found another one that they liked better. Put the clients to work to do that. Because if you're spending hours on end every day searching for properties for your clients, maybe you want to kind of do a quick little search if you're looking for something specific. But if you're just browsing properties, or maybe you're looking at ordering some sort of marketing materials, maybe some open house signs, maybe some sort of for sale signs. Maybe you've got to do some sort of website update. If that's what you see agents doing, what are they not doing? They're not closing deals. And the argument here, the thought process here is, oh, well, if I have a good enough business card, it's going to get me business. If I have a nice enough looking flyer, that's going to get me business. If my website is tweaked just this little bit right here, and then I do a little change here and a little tweak here, they might be a little bit more likely to do something like this. And look, these are things that are all essential to your real estate business, but you've got to realize your strengths. And a lot of people run their real estate business as a realtor, as a sales associate, whatever it is that we're going to call them. They run their real estate business as a one-man show, a one-man band type of operation. And if that's the case, and you're surrounded by people that are running the one-man band operations where they're doing everything themselves. They're designing their own business cards, or maybe even printing their own business cards and cutting them themselves. Look, you could pay, it's like $30 if you've already got some sort of design for like 1,000 business cards. Maybe if you don't have a design yet, it's probably $100, and they'll design the card for you, make it look real nice, probably do a better job designing it than you would, and you're still getting $1,000. Yeah, it's a lot more expensive. It's 3 times as much expensive, but look, it's still only $100. And does it make it worth it for you to spend 7-8 hours of you designing your business card to save yourself $50-$60? Probably not. That's not the best use of your time. Let's say it takes you 7 hours and it costs you, and you're saving $70. You've just pegged yourself at being worth $10 an hour. And if you're getting into real estate, I hope that you think that you're worth more than $10 an hour. You start doing some of the math on the time it actually takes of closing deals, and you start to find out that you're worth hundreds of dollars an hour, if not thousands of dollars an hour, depending on how fast you close the deals and how much those deals are. So when your time is really worth maybe $1,000 an hour, should you be spending that time doing $10, $15 an hour work? Designing a business card, designing a flyer? And you might say, well, John, I really want to have something that looks really good, and only I know the best way for it to look. And look, I constantly struggle with this because I'm a perfectionist by nature. I want everything to be exactly perfect and exactly right, and I always want to do the biggest and the best of whatever it is that I'm doing. And I completely understand that if that's where you're coming from. But you've got to let go sometimes and be in charge of running the show, bringing together these people. Look, there's so many websites in the 21st century where you could have people, the remote-based workers, teleworking, or whatever it is that they call it. Basically, you go on a website like Fiverr.com or Upwork or eWork or Elance, or all these little websites where you get these freelancers, and I mean, $15-$20 maybe, you get most of the stuff it is that you need done. Maybe something a little bit more intense and in-depth, like maybe some website design stuff. You're maybe talking a couple $100. And it's difficult when you're first starting out. Maybe you just got your real estate license, or maybe you've had it for a while and you just are down on your funding right now. Maybe you don't have the couple $100 to spend to get your website updated. Well, what should you do? Should you spend time trying to update the website yourself and maybe spend 20, 30, 40, 50 hours, maybe spend a month working on this website, trying to update it because you're trying to learn how to write the code and make everything look exactly perfect, and then you're getting hung up on tweaking things that don't really matter? Or should you go out there, try to find a deal, try to close that deal, get some money where you could then reinvest that and say, okay, here, fix my website for me, I'm going to go close another deal. Okay, here, design me a new business card, make it look good, this is something like I want it to look like, here's some money, make that happen. I need a sign design. Want it to look like this, except do this instead, make that happen. Yeah, it's going to cost you money, but you maybe get a $10,000 commission, and if you just reinvest that money right back into your business, that allows you to free up your time and take all these little mundane tasks that are tasks that are worth $10, $15 an hour, maybe even less than that when we're talking about this remote-based workers that are working from all over the world. Maybe it's even less than that than it's worth. You want to pay them more, fine. But you can close a deal, a $300,000 deal that gets you a $10,000 commission. Now you could just go and reinvest that in your business. No, you don't even have to reinvest all of it. Reinvest $1,000 into your business, and it's amazing how much work you could get done for $1,000. I mean, if you're paying somebody $10 an hour, you could have them work 100 hours. 100 hours for a $1,000 investment, give or take, with taxes and how that all kind of factors into this. But you've got to focus your efforts. Your job as the real estate professional, as the realtor that's running your business, and that you're your own boss in real estate, so you've got to be the boss. And look, you've got to be tough on yourself, and at the same time, you've got to bring in other people. If you're the boss, if you're the army of one, not much of an army. An army of one isn't able to accomplish much. But you start bringing in people, and look, you could start small with just paying, 15, 20 bucks on Fiverr to get something designed, or maybe some sort of video edited. Maybe you just went through and you took a video of a property because you can't afford a real video genius to go in there and take the video of your property. So you did some videos on your phone and you're going to decide to go through and spend hours editing it. Or you could bring somebody in that knows what they're doing, that'll charge you maybe 50 bucks. And you know, you're not going to get a Paramount picture out of this video, but they'll be able to throw your logo on it, they'll be able to have your phone number in there, and they'll get it all put together till it looks halfway presentable. So you need to keep in mind what it is that you're spending your time doing and seeing how it is that you're influencing your business. We're going to talk more about the influences that you have around you, the people it is that you're surrounding yourself with, but first we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm John Christopher. You're watching State of Real Estate. Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Christopher with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can.
Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. Every Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time, we come to you live to help you mastermind or grow your real estate business. This is for our past students, our current students, as well as our future students. Don't worry if you haven't taken a course yet. We're not going to kick you off the stream. And if you do want to watch any of the recordings of these, including today's episode, go to tampaschool.com/success. You'll be able to find today's full recording as well as all the previous episodes we've ever done of State of Real Estate. And we do this every Friday, 12 Eastern Time, to help you mastermind to grow your real estate business. Before we get back into it, I just want to give a quick shout out to Red tuning in on Facebook, and Mark Vansco over on YouTube. Thanks guys for tuning in. This session here is for you to take your real estate business to the next level. And a lot of times we're talking about, maybe farming strategy or listing appointments or these big things that are, okay, this is stuff that you do. Today we're talking about something that almost at a subconscious level alters your business. And it's just a small altering, because you might say, well, how much can this really affect me? And when small doses that don't happen very often aren't going to affect you. But when you have small doses that are constantly trickling in to your life, the small doses of the people it is that you have around you, of the influences is that you have around you. And when I say people it is that you're having in your life, you guys tuning in, watching this show today, you're inviting me into your life. Now, I'm not here in person, I'm not face to face with you at this given moment, but basically, you can't reach out and feel me, you'll just feel the screen. But you're able to hear the words it is that I'm spreading, and you're able to take the information that I'm giving you and actually take action and implement that into your business to help take it to that next level. So that's one thing I want to talk about now. We've kind of been segueing into this. We've been talking about anything from people that are, just completely off topic, completely off task, just doing things that have no contribution to the real estate business whatsoever, to the people that seem like they're trying to grow their business and help their business and make their business better, but they're not doing the right things. And another thing that seems like you're on the right track, but it's still not the right thing, would be just talking about something without taking any action. You might be surrounded by very knowledgeable people. But look, you don't get paid in real estate based on having knowledge. Having knowledge is a necessary prerequisite, but what do you need on top of the knowledge to actually make money? And this isn't even just real estate. This is anything. The knowledge is important. It's essential. But even more essential is acting on that knowledge. Somebody that knows everything about real estate but does nothing versus somebody that knows nothing about real estate, or the bare minimum to get a real estate license and practice real estate but actually try some actions, is going to do more than the person that's not taking any action. Again, you could be the most knowledgeable person in the world about real estate, but without action, you're not going to make any money. Without calls, without appointments, without contracts being written, you're not making any money. So it's not about the knowledge it is that you have. That's important. That's a prerequisite. But now you have to take that knowledge and implement it into your business. Take action on that. Yeah, Michelle Curran, action. Exactly. That's the moral of all these episodes of State of Real Estate. If you're just tuning in and you're just listening to this, I appreciate you tuning in. And this is going to have some effect on you in some way just because you're involving me in your life. And you might be watching other shows, or you might have other realtors in your office that you're listening to that know what they're doing, that are doing big things, that are closing lots of deals, that are closing big deals, that are making things happen. But if you're just sitting in the passenger seat, just kind of, watching, think yourself learning to drive. You didn't just sit there and kind of study your parents or your driver's ed teacher or whoever it is that taught you to drive. You didn't just sit there and watch them and say, all right, I got this. Let me get in there. And all of a sudden you drive perfectly. No, you might have done that because it's important to learn. It's important to take in that information and watch, okay, I see the way they're turning the wheel. I see the way that they're hitting that turn signal. I see how they started the car. I see how they're adjusting the air, the wipers, and the mirrors. Okay, that all looks good. But then you sat in the driver's seat and then all of a sudden you're like, oh God, this is terrible. I'm going to crash. Or maybe you did all right, but you're like, oh man, I've still got stuff to learn. And that's the same thing with learning everything. If you just are passive about this and you're not being active, if you're not taking action, active and action, they both have that root word of act, because you need to act to get results. Learning is great. Learning is fundamental. Learning is required to know what to do to make money. But after you learn, you have to do. And immediately after you learn, you have to do. Because what happens is if you learn, but you don't do, and then 6 months later you decide to do, you've probably forgot every single thing it is that you've learned. Whether this is some sort of training seminar, some sort of event, or anything like that. You see a lot of realtors that love going to training classes. But are they going now and implementing what it is that they just learned? Did they go and watch a training video or something about keeping people in your lives that are important and essential to it and that's going to help grow your business? Or are they just taking in that information and saying, oh, well, that was good. I feel good. Let's go back about business as usual. And again, just kind of getting that influence in your life will make a slight change, and ultimately it will help you maybe increase your business, increase your life slightly. But look, slight changes, slight improvements aren't very motivating. If you do a little bit better, let's say your goal was 25 deals this year, or last year, let's say, since we're still kind of pretty early in on 2018. Let's say last year your goal was to close 25 deals and you closed 9. Are you going to be disappointed? I would say so. I'd be disappointed if I wanted to close 25 deals and only close 9. I'd be disappointed if I only closed 25 deals. I was like, all right, yeah, I hit my goal, but it's still more money to be made. And if I change this by saying, oh, well, you closed 8 deals the year before and this year you closed 9, so you're getting closer to your goal, you'll probably say big deal. 1 extra deal when your goal is 25, you're still under half short of hitting your deal. And that gets frustrating. It gets frustrating. And another thing I want to touch on with this, where you see the lack of action, is, so, kind of like the whole dream boarding type of thing. Or, you'll see the agents in the office where their desktop background is like some sort of Ferrari or an Aston Martin or a Maserati or Lamborghini or whatever, insert supercar here. And, it's okay to do something like that. It doesn't take too much time. But the problem lies where, every day they're saying, oh, I don't want this car anymore. I'd rather have this car. Or, I don't want to live in this house anymore. I found a new dream home. That's my new goal here. And then your mood changes. You're like, oh, I don't want this dream home anymore. I want this dream home. So it's good to have these goals, and it's good to kind of, make the little like dream board type of thing. But do that and now move on to the next step. Implement actions. Because putting a picture of a Ferrari on your desktop isn't going to get you a Ferrari. Picking out the ideal home it is that you want to live in the MLS and saying, oh, that's the home I want. Hopefully it's still for sale when I've got enough money to buy it. And then you're going and you're spending time, you're maybe looking on Home Depot saying, oh, I want to put these type of lights in there. I want to paint it this color. That's great, but with what money? With what deals? With what clients? So it's important to establish the goal, but don't get hung up on altering and fixing the goal. Set yourself a goal and start working towards it. Don't work on changing the goal. And you might need course correction every 6 months or every year that you kind of adjust your goals a little bit. But ultimately, you still need to be closing deals to get to that goal. And little things will change along the way, but the thing that I'm talking about here is making sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that are working towards their goals, not just dreaming and making goals. It might seem impressive that somebody's goal is to buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or one of these cars, or that they've got some nice house picked out that they want to buy, or get something similar to that, or maybe a yacht or some sort of boat or something like that. And Michelle just commented in, do that after 9 p.m. I love that. Yeah, after 9 p.m., yeah, go for it. Do your planning and stuff. After midnight, if 9 p.m. is still early for you. Maybe right before bed, you go through and kind of look at your goals. Maybe you want to be careful looking at stuff like this in the morning, because that'll throw off your whole day, because you'll get focused on, oh, well, what do I really want, the red one, or do I want to get the blue one instead? No, do that before bed, so that way you can dream about it, and then when you wake up, you're motivated and excited to actually work towards achieving that goal. So yeah, I love that, Michelle. Doing it after 9 p.m., after 12 a.m., or after, right before, you're ready for bed. Then work on your goals and whatnot. But again, you don't want to be surrounding yourself with people that are just constantly focusing on, oh, well, if I make enough money, I'll be able to do this, or I could go on this trip here, I could buy this thing or do this thing. Yeah, you could do all those things, but that's if you actually spend some time making some money, spend some time actually closing some deals, spend some time generating business. If you don't do that, you're never going to have that Ferrari that's on your desktop, or whatever it is that your goal is. Again, it's important to have those goals, but don't get hung up on the goal. Once you've got the money to afford said car, then you could go test drive it and decide whether or not it is that's the car it is that you really want. Maybe you test drive the Lamborghini and you say, oh, I actually want the Lamborghini instead. That's okay. But once you've got the money, don't go out test driving cars when you have no means of affording that car. Keep your eye on the price, because you might even test drive that car and you might not really like it. You say, oh, this is too fast for me, or I don't like the way this feels. I'd rather just kind of stick with my minivan. And then all of a sudden, there goes all that motivation that you're building up. So that kind of whole illusion of the dream, having that you're still chasing after this thing, that's going to ultimately help make it so that you could achieve that goal. But if you start making it real, if you start test driving Ferraris or Maseratis or whatever it is, and you're spending time doing that, you're not spending time closing deals. So look, again, it's important to have goals, and it's not just important that you are following this advice, but the people around you are also following that advice as well. That the people around you are actually closing business. Yeah, it's good to have goals, but they're actually doing work. And the majority of the time that they're doing it, before 9 p.m. or whatever it is that they're doing this, the time they've got set aside, that's where they're actually working on stuff. And I really love that, Michelle, where you put doing that after 9 p.m. because that gives you some structure. That tells you if you start to get sidetracked, if you start thinking about that car, about that house, about that swimming pool, about whatever it is that your goal is, the yacht, the jet skis, the motorcycles, all these things that is you want, you start getting sidetracked, you tell yourself, I'll look at that stuff later tonight. Right now, I've got to make some money so someday I can actually buy said items. Before we go on break, quick shout out to Elaine. Thanks for tuning in. Love the mindset, great content. Thank you so much. And again, you can't just rely on the people it is that are physically in your presence. This live stream we do every week is a great way to get positive influences that are actually geared towards growing your business in your life. And not just my videos, there's tons of videos out there from other real estate gurus and whatnot. But again, you've got to go back to asking yourself the question, is this stuff that's actually going to contribute? Don't watch videos about how to make a dream board. Everyone knows how to pick out the car or the house or the yacht or whatever it is that they want. That's easy. What you need to focus on is making more money, closing more deals, being more efficient at closing your deals. That's what you need to focus on. So Elaine, thanks again for tuning in. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm John Christmo. You're watching State of Real Estate. Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Christmo with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can.
Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
I have done for my
Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. Every Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time, we come to you live, to our current students, our past students, and our future students to help you mastermind and take your real estate business to the next level. And in order to do that, there's a lot of different things. You really have got to get all the stars to align to not just make money in real estate, not just to actually get deals going, but to really kind of ramp up your business and take it to the next level. But look, here's the thing, and I've said this before. If you're working on growing your business and closing more deals and bigger deals and working with more clients and becoming more efficient and growing your team, the smaller stuff starts to fall into place. So that's kind of the final part it is that I want to talk about today, because we've got about 10 minutes left on today's show, is that we're talking about the people it is that you surround yourself with and the influence it is that you have around you. And again, you want to surround yourself with the people it is that you strive to be. If you're surrounding yourself with the people and the influences that are like, that guy, that girl's nice, but I wouldn't want to trade places with them. If you don't want to trade places with this person, and not maybe for their entire life, but at least trade places with them, that's the first question you want to ask. Would I trade places with this person for the real estate? For what it is that they do in production-wise, for how many deals it is that they close. Just start off with something simple like that. Don't even consider their whole life, because maybe they have issues that you wouldn't want to inherit, but would you trade places with what it is that they're doing? Would you want to be that person closing that many deals? And if your answer is yes, okay, that's the first qualification. Because a lot of times, it's not even that. You're surrounding yourself, maybe you're the best out of the group. I never like being the wealthiest or the most knowledgeable or the most experienced person that I'm around. Because at that point, I'm becoming complacent. If I'm already the best, what do I have to do? Where is it that I have to go? What is it that I can do better? I don't have to do anything better. I'm already the best. At least in this perspective. But you start to surround yourself with people that are better than you, that are closing more deals. It makes you a little bit insecure, but that's okay. Because the reason why you're feeling insecure is because you want to have that extra business. And whenever it is that you're feeling uncomfortable or that little bit of insecurity or whatever that may be, when you start to feel that, you know that you're in a spot of growth. And I've said this before on the show as well. You want to make yourself uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, you're ultimately not going to grow yourself anymore. If you become complacent with what it is that you're doing, you're not going to grow yourself anymore. And that's probably fine for the time being. But why this is going to be a detriment to your business, to your health, to your overall lifestyle, is because if you're staying complacent, if there's some sort of shift, if there's some sort of change in the market, in the economy, if there's some sort of change in technology, if there's a change in the way of doing business, if you have a competitor that comes in that starts offering more for you, than you do, that starts charging less it is that you do, that'll take a hit on your business. And if you're staying complacent, you'll go, whoa, what just happened here? And then in order to get back to that level, you have to grow your business again. But the problem is when you're staying complacent, you don't know how to grow your business. You know how to run your business. The whole if it ain't broke, don't fix it, how to kind of, just stay right here. But then when you have that fall, that tumble, you don't know how to initiate growth. And this is not just problems for solopreneurs, for independent contractors, for one-person businesses. This is a major problem in Fortune 500 companies, of major corporations that are publicly traded. They kind of go off of the status quo. And what happens, things are working, they're profitable, but then the market changes, technology changes, preferences change. Something changes, and they start to have a dip in their business. And they don't know how to grow because they just know how to be complacent. So maybe they're trying to grow, and they start making the problem worse. So you constantly want to be pushing yourself forward and pushing yourself up, striving to reach the top of Mount Everest, of getting to that highest point that you'll probably never, ever reach. And don't let that discourage you that you might not ever be the richest person in the world or the most powerful person in the world. Yeah, that could happen. The most known person in the world, whatever it is that your goals are. You might not make it to the top, but that doesn't mean you should stop climbing. Because again, that complacency starts to kick in. And then something changes, your business, bad things happen. But if you're in a trajectory of growth constantly, if you're constantly trying to close more deals, make more money, close deals faster so you could close more deals, adding to your team, growing your business, if you're constantly in that frame of growth, yeah, you'll have a little bit of a hiccup if there's a change in the market, but you know what it takes to grow. You know what needs to be done to grow. You might have to adapt to the market and adapt to the changes that are going on a little bit, but when you can maintain that growth, even if there's a couple little bumps along the way, you're not going to have the ground fall out from underneath you. You're able to maintain that upward trajectory. And yeah, there might be some ups and downs here and there, but as long as you're not staying complacent, you're going to be better equipped to handle these changes, because growth is about change, and change will make you uncomfortable. And you want to surround yourself with other people that are making themselves uncomfortable. Not just that these people are better than you, that close more deals than you, that make more money than you, but at the same time, that they're constantly trying to grow themselves as well, and they're trying to grow themselves at a faster rate than you are. That's the environment, the atmosphere, the people, the videos, the trainings that you're allowing into your life. That's what you want to surround yourself with. Not the, how do I save the most amount of money? Look, there's two ways you could look at running your business. You could look at growing revenue or saving money. Those are the two ways to really grow your business, either more revenue or less expenses. But if let's say your revenue is $100,000 and you're cutting cost, there's only so much cost it is that you could cut. You could get down to zero cost, you're still only at $100,000. And then when you have no cost left to cut, now what? But growing the revenue, growing the money, the gross commission it is that you have coming in, if you're focusing on growing that and increasing that, there's really no limit. You could constantly always close more clients. There's always more deals to close. There's always more clients available. There's always bigger properties available with higher commissions and a higher commission rate you could charge. There's always that upward trajectory. But look, when you're dealing with cost, you don't really go into negative numbers. So you'll get down to zero cost. Maybe you've eliminated all the costs, but now you're just stuck at whatever income it is that you have coming in. And because you're focusing so much on eliminating the cost, you have no time and no resources left to increase the revenue. So focus on increasing your revenue. No, costs are important, that you're staying in the green. But look, would you rather have 100% of $100,000 or 15% of $1 million? 100% of $100,000 is $100,000. 15% of $1 million is $150,000. So that's about $50,000 more there. You could slash all your cost and get that $100,000 to $100,000 coming in, but it's still only $100,000. Whereas if you grow your revenue, and that situation, that scenario I just gave you, assume that you bumped up your cost to 85% of your business, meaning 85% of the money it is that you bring in is gone, but you're still making more money than that $100,000 scenario. So focus on growing your revenue. You know, it's important to kind of keep your cost in line, and if there's a better alternative that still allows you to grow your business, you know, then you could look at those other alternatives. Don't spend too much time doing that because, again, you want to focus your efforts on growing the income. But that's the people, again, that you want to surround yourself with. To sum up what we've talked about today, the atmosphere in your brokerage, with the people it is that you have around you, the videos, the advertisements, what it is that you get in your email inbox, these small, subtle little things are just chipping away little by little. And one little drip of something isn't going to kill you. But this one drop again and 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 over for years, that will kill your business. So that little bit of negativity that somehow works its way in there will chip away until all of a sudden you're now full of negativity. You're full of anti-growth or whatever word that would be better for that. So you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that are focused, that want to make money, whose goal it is that they want to make money, but at the same time, not just that it's their goal, that they actually take action towards increasing their revenue, increasing their income, and that you want to surround yourself with people that have bigger goals than you, that want to do more than you. Because if you surround yourself with a bunch of people that want to make $40,000 a year and they're happy with that, what do you think will happen to you? You just by association. Even if you're trying to do more than them, you'll be swallowed up by that mentality, and you'll be the odd one out, the one that look at them trying to be extra, trying to outdo us. You know, we should go sabotage them because we don't want anyone outdoing us. We're the $40,000 group, and no one makes more than $40,000 here. That's not what you want, and that's not what they're actively thinking, but subconsciously on some level, they might get a little bit jealous if you start closing extra deals and might do some things that, well, negatively affect you. So you want to be careful with that, and these are the things that are hard to pick up. Today is a show that's very much about the subtlety, but especially for your long-term success in real estate, super important. So all the time we've got for today. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for everyone that commented it and shared in the conversation today. You've really helped make the show great. If you do want to watch the full recording of today's episode, go to tampaschool.com/success. Again, that's tampaschool.com/success. You can find the full recording of today's episode as well as all the previous episodes of State of Real Estate on tampaschool.com/success. /success. So definitely check that out. Best thing to do is drop your email in there, and then whenever it is that we go live, you'll get a notification in your email. Hey, we're live. Tune in now. Grow your business. Make more money. Make your life better. That's what we're here to do. This show's put on by the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we do this to help our students plan for their success in real estate, to become successful in real estate. Because we don't want to see people get their real estate license and a year later say, oh, real estate sucks. Real estate is terrible. I don't like real estate. We don't want that. We want you saying, wow, real estate has changed my life. And again, you got to get the stars to align. There's a lot of information it is that you got to take in. There's a lot of things it is you have to do right. And this is our way of helping you do that. Every single Friday, 12 noon Eastern time. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in, and you'll crush it this weekend.
Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Charisma with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
I have done for my love.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.